I like dolls, but I love books. Okay, I love dolls too. You got me. Hello out there, all you doll-loving book nerds, and welcome to my channel, where my dolls and I sit and talk about the books we like. Sometimes it's Barbie, sometimes it's Illy, sometimes it's Monster High, sometimes it's a Disney princess, sometimes it's rain. Basically, my dolls and I have our own little book club. My name is Daniel, and I am the Barbie Book Boy. Today, my co-host and I are going to be talking about a book called Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. And in honor of this book's dark academia genre, who better to help me out than our own little
brunette outcast, Wednesday Addams.
The Dark Lady herself. You guys, she's not just midweek, she's the whole week. And as a student of dark academia herself, obviously I thought she was the perfect co-host for Don't Let the Forest In. Plus, I'm just really excited because the new season of Wednesday starts today, which also happens to be an actual Wednesday. So we're very on the nose today. And fans of this show know that we have been waiting for what feels like an agonizing eternity for the new season. So I was feeling a little creepy and a little kooky and altogether ooky. The theme song stuck in your head now, isn't it? Admit it. So everyone's favorite weekday is, of course, styled in head-to-toe black. What else? You guys, she is just so chillingly charming in her little Nevermore Academy school uniform. I mean, look at her little spiderweb tights, come on. And these boots are every goth girl's dream. They are just fabulous with the little cello. I mean, and look, she even has Thing on her shoulder. I'm telling you guys, she is ready to terrorize the world. And this book. So, C.G. Drews is the award-winning author of The Boy Who Steals Houses, Hazelthorn, You Did Nothing Wrong, and 1,000 Perfect Notes. C.G. seems to mostly write YA, but on their website, the book titled You Did Nothing Wrong is actually listed as adult horror. Now, I don't really read YA, but this book came highly recommended, so I thought, oh, what the heck? And I was surprised that a YA book would need a content warning, but here we are. So now we shall share that warning with you post-haste. So be warned. The book opens with Andrew and his twin sister Dove getting dropped off at their prestigious boarding school called Wickwood Academy. But the car ride to school is tense because Dove isn't speaking to their father for whatever reason. However, Andrew's trying not to let it bother him because he is so excited to see their mutual best friend Thomas, whom they haven't spoken to all summer long. No, he didn't die. It just for reasons. It's not really relevant to the plot, except as a device to explain why they haven't spoken to Thomas all summer. It actually reminded me of when I was in high school and my friend Kelly would spend a few weeks in the summer at her dad's house, and I would just have to wait until she got home to find out what was going on with her because we didn't have texting or social media or TikTok or any of that stuff like you kooky kids today. I mean, we're talking like 25 years ago for me. Anyway, besides his twin sister Dove, Thomas is one of the only good things in Andrew's life, and usually the three of them are pretty inseparable. A chainsaw, Really? Thomas is a budding young artist, and he loves to illustrate the monsters from the fairy tales that Andrew loves to write. Dove is the one who's usually helping them both with their schoolwork because she's like a super high-achieving student, and both boys pretty much just live with their heads in the clouds. If it wasn't for Dove, their schoolwork would probably just never get done. But upon arriving at school that first day, Dove essentially just abandons Andrew. I mean, she doesn't even wait around to say hi to Thomas. She literally just She literally just gets out of the car and takes off. This makes Andrew suspicious that something happened between Thomas and Dove that they don't want him to know about. And that thought weighs heavily on Andrew's mind because he has complicated, unexpressed feelings for Thomas. So he's dealing with all of that while simultaneously being hurt by his own twin sister's abandonment of him. He tries to cling to Thomas even more than usual, but Thomas is also acting super standoffish and sketchy. See, Thomas's parents have mysteriously disappeared, and he's being all dodgy about what might have happened to them over the course of the summer before school started. Naturally, Andrew suspects something horrible might have happened, but Thomas is unwilling to talk about anything. But Andrew knows that whatever it is must be serious because Thomas has stopped creating art, he's stopped drawing, he's stopped sketching and painting, he's not sleeping in their shared dorm room at night. He keeps disappearing at all hours of the night. So after they have a bit of a fight, Andrew gets all sad and paranoid that he's losing Thomas, and he decides he needs to figure out what the heck is going on with that boy. So one night, Andrew stomps his sassy little butt out to the forbidden forest behind the school where the students aren't allowed to go. He's essentially just like stalking Thomas. And he comes upon him fighting a full-on monster out in the middle of the woods behind the school. It turns out they're the monsters that Thomas has been drawing from Andrew's stories. And they're totally killing people off. So of course Andrew just has to join Thomas on his little nightly monster hunts, trying to protect the school from a full-on monster invasion. Say monster. But it begins to take its toll on the boys. This whole moonlighting as teenage monster hunters is becoming too much, and they're exhausted, and their schoolwork is suffering, and Dove isn't around anymore to help them with all of this. Plus, they still have to deal with all the private school elitist bullying crap that goes on in their daily lives, from teachers and students alike. And the monsters just keep coming, and they're just getting stronger and stronger. And Andrew's feelings for Thomas are just as treacherous and scary as the monsters that they're fighting side by side every night. It's a real mess. And that is how Thomas and Andrew start their senior year of high school. So what are my thoughts? Well, first, it's written beautifully, which kind of surprised me because it's YA. Though, admittedly, I hardly ever read YA, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe all YA is written as beautifully and poetically as Don't Let the Forest In. I don't know. My point is, it's a beautiful, creepy, little painful love story of horror that reached into the back of my mind to pull the little queer high school boy to the forefront, shake the dust off him and say, "You're still here, sir." And I guess I need that every now and then, if only to remind me that I too once had a full head of hair. I'm just kidding, but seriously, I did. One of the major things I liked about this book is you actually get to see both snippets of Andrew's writing and illustrations of Thomas's kind of peppered throughout the book. It was quite an effective insight into their own dynamic, as well as insight into their mental and emotional state. This book is also a testament to just how much better our lives would be if we could all just delete the fear of open, honest, and sincere communication, you know? Because there were moments in this book where I, as the reader, knew something that I wished one of the other characters knew. It was the type of stuff that could only benefit their situation. But that's the beauty of being drawn into literature and into the inner monologues of the characters that we read. And at its best, that can teach us what to fix within our own lives. Unless, of course, it's too late. I think hanging out with you has made me a pessimist. Either way, I think that is something worth reading about. Thank you so much for watching, and if you made it all the way to the end, you might as well like and subscribe and maybe leave a comment down below. I mean, now's your chance to say something to Wednesday Addams. Come on, get it off your chest. Now's your chance to tell her what you've always wanted to say but never had the courage to. My dolls and I are going to be doing these weekly book review videos, so if that's your thing, then stay tuned. Would it kill you to crack a smile for the nice people?